this is Candy with eyes2jesus.blogspot.com bringing you my April planner tour. And which planner am I currently in for the month of April? I am in this. And I just wanted kind of more basic, simple, understated, good, hard workhorse, something that's stuffable. And I'm really liking string closure because I can take my huge cell phone and I can just stick it in there with my planner whenever I need to, and it stays in there pretty good. So that's handy. Also, when I put this into my purse, when I put this in and take it out of my purse, the snap doesn't open up. Of course, it's not going into my purse very much these days, but I don't have a snap getting in the way. I can open and close it quietly so that if I'm planning in bed and my husband is sleeping next to me, I'm not disturbing him, etc. So you might be wondering what this is. This is a personal size Filofax soft domino in the color fawn. And this is very stuffable, and a lot of that is because, one, it's quite flexible, and two, the elastic really allows for more stuffability because I don't have to worry about a strap being too short. All right, going inside. So in this front side pocket here, I just have some foiled stickers that I got a while back from Dollar Tree that are really cute. So I have those in there. And then behind that, I just have, let's see here. I got a plastic little pocket that I like to keep with me that has some of my cards in there. Behind that, I have a couple of my main cards for quick and easy use. And behind that are a few bills waiting to be paid. So my front page is the same front page I've had for a while. This is a trimmed down mini Happy Planner cover. It says, "You are exactly where you need to be today." And then on the other side is where I keep some sticky notes for, I have some larger ones and smaller ones for when I need to put a note somewhere. Or sometimes I'll just put the note right here in front of this. Okay, and then we have a current family picture. And then on the other side of that is a current couples picture of my husband and I. And then I have a little running grocery list. Let me turn to a blank one. Here's what that page looks like. That's just a trimmed down magnetic list pad. And after that we come to my first main divider, which is my homemaking section. It's labeled home. And I have two binder clips on this divider to clip on an extra pen. So this is my secondary pen. This is also the pen that I use for like filling out forms, writing checks, etc. And then my main everyday use pen is back here in the pen loop. So going inside my homemaking section, my first page are my daily chores. Mostly cleaning chores, but there's also budgeting and bill paying listed in there as well, what I do each day. Next page after that is my children's cleaning chores. And then over here is my children's paid chores tracker for chores that they do for money. And so right after that is an envelope labeled paid chores. I just throw some money in here. My kids have earned chore money, and then once a week they have payday, and then they get paid out from this envelope for their paid chores. And then here's a list of their table chores, which they do not get paid to do. That is part of helping out and being a part of a family. And then after that I have my deep cleaning and organizations projects list. And over here is my master grocery list. I have a little top flag or tab sticking out at the top because if I grab that and flip the page, it brings me to my menu plan for the week. And I plan out all of our breakfasts, lunches, suppers, and their sides for each day of the week. So once a week I will sit down and plan out the next week's menu. And in helping me plan out those menus, I have a page of breakfast ideas, and then lunch ideas and supper ideas, and all of these have suggested sides to go with them. And then on the facing page here I have my Thanksgiving and New Year's menus. And then after that we come to what takes up the rest of my homemaking section, and this is my recipes section. The pages are numbered. I have a little table of contents, and just turning through some random pages, here's what my recipes look like. And that one's actually one with a lot of white space. Here's more accurate representation. And then yes, that takes up the rest of my homemaking section. So my next divider is labeled school, and it looks like this. And I am a homeschooling mother of 4. My oldest is an adult and is 20 years old. He was homeschooled all the way through. My 3 children still at home and still doing homeschool are doing grades 12, 10, and 8. They have been homeschooled since the beginning and will also be homeschooled all the way through. And I homeschool my children via the Trivium method. All right, so this is my homeschool section. So the first page of my homeschool section is our homeschool schedule. And then the next 3 pages, actually, I forgot, I added a little page. This is just some notes on some current extra things we are doing in homeschool. After that, the next 3 pages is our curriculum or course of study for the current school year. And then after that, I have their copywork assignments lists. And then I got their reading lists, which actually will take them through the rest of school, and then note paper. Now, a lot of people, well, pretty much everybody as far as I know, or I know a large majority of people now, are having to homeschool their children with the current world situation, even if their children were normally in a public or private school. If you would like some help or would like to see how other people homeschool their children, I can provide some help with that. If you go to my blog at eyes2jesus.blogspot.com, take a look in the left-hand sidebar under the section called Family and Home, or Home and Family. And there's an article in there that talks about the Trivium, has the word Trivium in that title. Click on that and read that first. And then I have another article in the sidebar right after that Trivium article, which is on homeschooling and homeschool planning. Click on that and read that second. And hopefully that'll help someone out there. All right, now my next divider is labeled budget. So clearly this is my budget section. So my first page of my budget section is a page that I titled my budget guide. And my budget guide lists reoccurring expenses and on which paychecks during the month those expenses fall on. So I access, or I should say I reference this whenever I go through our budget each week. So the pages after that are just filler paper. They are not specific forms. And at the top of the sheet of paper, I write down the date of the current check. I look at my budget guide to find out and write down any reoccurring expenses planned for that check. I then take a look at my monthly calendar and I look at, is there anything coming up during the period of that check that will be extra expenses, etc. And that is keep track of my budgeting on that piece of paper. And then I also will budget ahead to an extent a month or 2 ahead with whatever information I have available to me. All right, so my next divider is labeled notes. And this is my full and complete notebook. All right, so the first page in notes is table of contents, because all the way up to a little yellow tab I have sticking out the top, the pages are numbered. So notes is kind of the section where this section of notes is kind of where I put more of the miscellaneous or extra things that don't particularly have a section. So in my table of contents, I have listed gift ideas, kids grocery list checklist or grocery week checklist, stock list, perpetual calendar, family information, codes, directions, contacts, and tracking. All right, and then in the middle of those numbered pages, I have a little red tab sticking out. That gives me a quick jump to family information. And then I have a little green tab sticking out, and that gives me a quick jump over to directions and contacts. And then I jump to my little yellow tab sticking out of the top, and that ends the numbered pages and brings me to my brain dump. So I have several sheets here and just scratch paper, brain dump, temporary notes. And then after that, the rest of my notes section is just extra filler paper for when I need extra paper anywhere else in my planner. All right, now my last main divider is labeled planning, and this is my planner portion of my planner. All right, and then going inside planning, I have the whole year 2020 month on 2 pages in here. And these are by Daytimer. It's their Kathy Davis line, and it's in Daytimer's portable size, which is the exact same size as Filofax's personal size. So this is April, so I'm going to turn to the April divider, which looks like this. And then a lot of people in the planner communities are complaining about or lamenting over that with the whole quarantine or shelter at home order thing, that they don't have anything to put in their planners. I'm not with you on that, because my planner isn't a social planner. It is a life planner. And my life continues and goes on regardless of how often I can or cannot leave my house. So my month on 2 pages for April hardly looks different than any of my other months. Except for now, church is at home instead of going out. And then I turn to my today bookmarker, which brings me to today. Here is today. And then my little page finder. And then I always keep a laminated page of my master to-do list, my main master schedule, routines, whatever you want to call it. And this is laminated. The holes are slit so it can be moved from day to day, just like my page finder can. And I am doing day on 1 page. I am not using inserts. This is just filler paper. So turn to one that's more blank. And here's one that's more blank. So what I'm currently doing with these is, you see, I write the day and the date for the whole week ahead on it so that I can go ahead and future plan a bit. Okay. Also, at the end of the week, I have the next week written on 1 page in case I need to future plan beyond that. Most of my future planning I just do on my monthly pages, though. But what I do is on my daily page, using this page as an example, is right here I write my tasks and to-dos, and I do different types of bullets depending on the different type of task, and that helps keep it organized and helps my eyes find the specific tasks. And then over here I'll write down any appointments or timed things. These days my appointments are usually trash day. Remember to drag out the trash by such and such time. Or little appointments that I make with myself where I have a specific task that I want to get done at a specific time of day, or I might have a specific thing online at a specific time. All right. And then down here I will write down our planned meals for the day. I will check my menu section and my homemaking section, and I'll write down if there's any food preparations that need to be done for the next day's meals. And then off to the side or below that, wherever there's room, I'll write down my daily chores from the day from my daily chores page in my homemaking section. And then next to that, I will then write down the children's assigned chores for the day that I also get from my homemaking section. And then the bottom here is left for notes and tracking. And I am always tracking something. So these, it's just a variety of different sheets of filler paper. Some of them are trimmed down magnetic list pad paper. This specific page is actually from a portable size Kathy Davis Daytimer notepad. And I keep 1 month's worth of day on 1 pages in here, plus some extra pages for the week on 1 page that I have for the beginning and ending of each week. And like I said, the week on 1 pages is just to help me future plan beyond the current week. All right, so moving past all of the planner pages, I have just a page of grid paper by Filofax. At the top, I labeled it Future Planning 2021 Plus. And I currently have 4 things on here, so I'm not going to show that to you. But turning the page, we come to wallpaper. And this is crafting wallpaper that I trimmed down and used. I like it because it's really durable. And I have another sheet of wallpaper on the back. And between these 2 sheets is where I keep my budgeting envelopes. So they are all in top-loading pockets. All right, and then after that, I have a zipper envelope with a bit of spending cash. And then after that, I have another zipper envelope that contains some change. And then I have a back page lifter. Now my back page lifter, I just have like some labeled tabs, labeled flags, I guess you'd call them, that sometimes I stick onto specific areas of my master schedule when I need to. Like last night after I did my planning, I stuck on this crock pot label during the morning routine section on my laminated master to-do list, because I am doing a crock pot supper tonight. So I had it prepared yesterday, and then I had this crock pot label on there to remind me in the morning when I got up to get it going in the crock pot. Tonight's supper is cowboy beans, almond bread, and peas. So the cowboy beans are going in the crock pot all day, and it smells amazing. All right, and then after that we come to my back pocket. And I have, as you see here, some extra filler paper. And behind that, I just got some folded up sheets of paper I like to keep with me. There's some charts in there that I like to reference sometimes in my Bible studies. My husband's work schedule is in there. And then anything else that I need to reference here and there goes behind the filler paper in this back pocket. And then the pen loop, got my typical, usual favorite pen, the Pilot Precise V5 0.5 fine tip in the color black. I love this pen. It's my favorite. And that concludes my planner tour. I have this very stuffed, but it is still very functional, and I'm really enjoying the simplicity of it. Have a blessed day.